Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Drew.
I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia, and I'll be doing the readings today.
I'm Angie Catt, and I'm going to be your music for today.
And I'm Reverend Kathy Mastriani, your production gal.
Thank you so much.
Let's get started with an invocation. So if you would, just close your eyes. Get centered. And together we recognize our own oneness with all that is, was, or ever will be. The perfection of the universe. We are mirrors to the one that reflects upon this earth peace and harmony and joy and freedom. And we live that today. We live from that spacious intelligence that we call God, knowing that everything unfolds on the surface in its perfection. Everything that is needed to be heard or said is done in grace and beauty and joy. So I just bless each individual that is tuned into us today, knowing for you, the Spirit of God is alive and well. And for this, I'm so grateful, eternally grateful. So I just release it into the love, into the law, knowing it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
So we have the wonderful Angie Catt as our special music today, and we're so blessed to have her. And I just know she has something for us to listen to.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. And since we're talking about unity, I thought we would start with a little chant, and I invite people to join me and sing as you are able. It's called Holy, Holy, Holy by Karen Drucker. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Again. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. Now I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. Again. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. Spirit divine, come to us, feeling love, healing us. Open our hearts, allow us to see beauty and love lives in all of us. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Once more. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. So it is.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes. That's getting us in the right mood and the right energy to get this service
Oh,
started.
good. Thank you so much.
I love Karen Junker. She's just an amazing songwriter.
She is, and she's very prolific, and she always knows the right thing to sing.
Yeah. And like most of our New Thought musicians and composers, they offer these songs for us to use for free. And it's very generous and it shows the consciousness of our organization.
Yes, that's
So
true.
we got some announcements to make and we'll get back to you soon.
The purpose of the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro, is to be a spiritual community, to be supportive to all those who are seeking support, to practice and live unconditional love, to be non-judgmental and forgiving, to embrace oneness, to join all others who want to co-create a world that works for everyone, all cultures, all races, all sexual orientations, all life. So it is. And so like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. You can go to contact us on the website to cslnorthmetro.org to add yourself to the email list. You can also request prayer right there on our website, and we'll pray on it all week. And there's lots of more information out there, so check it out. So today's title is The Ultimate Process, Unity. And you've already met Angie, our wonderful inspirational music provider for this week. And today's reading is from one of my favorite books, Gary Zukav, The Seed of the Soul. This is Reverend Michael's copy. My copy's all beat up because I've used it so much. So, oh, goody. Now we get to have the affirmations by Ernestine Garcia.
Thank you. Our affirmations. There they are. Our affirmations for the week of October 22nd, 2023, written for us by Stephen Anthony. Please repeat after me. My existence is the pathway for infinite potential to express.
My existence is the pathway for infinite potential to express.
Each day, I am guided towards inspiration to live my best life.
Each day, I am guided towards inspiration to live my best life.
I embrace every moment as the fulfillment of Spirit's vision.
I embrace every moment as the fulfillment of Spirit's vision.
God's love and compassion flow through my every experience.
God's love and compassion flow through my every experience.
I trust fully and absolutely in the perfection of my being.
I trust fully and absolutely in the perfection of my being.
All that I am moves in harmony with the universe.
All that I am moves in harmony with the universe.
And together we say,
And so it is.
Okay, as Reverend Valerie mentioned, the reading today is from the book, The Seed of the Soul by Gary Zukav. Gary Zukav. All that is can form itself into individual droplets of consciousness. Because you are part of all that is, you have literally always been. Yet there was the instant when that individual energy current that is you was formed. Consider that the ocean is God. It always has been. Now reach in and grab a cup full of water. In that instant, the cup becomes individual. But it has always been, has it not? This is the case with your soul. There was the instant when you became a cup of energy, but it was of an immortal, original being. You have always been, because what it is that you are is God or divine intelligence. But God takes on individual forms, droplets, reducing its power to small particles of individual consciousness. It is a massive reduction of power, yet the power is as full in that droplet as it is in the whole. It is as immortal and as creative and as expressive, but in its tinier form, its energy is reduced appropriately to its form. As that little form grows in power, in selfhood, in its own consciousness of self, it becomes larger and more godlike. Then it becomes God. This is a process that parallels the process of your personality, which is of your soul, expanding into your higher self, and thereby coming into the full power of your soul incarnate. It also parallels the process of your personality and higher self re-entering the fullness of your soul when you leave the earth. As an individual soul, you remain an individual soul. You are both individual and one with all that is. And together we say, and so it is.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I love that reading.
So we'll see you at the end of the service. Right now, we're tuning into Angie Cat once again because she has another wonderful song for us to hear.
Yes, and I just listening to that wonderful passage, it reminds me of this poem by Rumi. You are not a tiny drop contained in the ocean. You are the entire ocean contained in a tiny drop. And I wrote a song about that, and I'm going to do that for you now. It's called That's Who I Am.
All right.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, here we go. Some days I forget who I'm supposed to be, and yet there's a voice deep inside. Will I choose to listen, open to what's hidden in every heart, a spark so bright? I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. Hide in the dark, sometimes I fall, a storm of doubt when hope is lost. An ocean and a tiny drop, that's who I am. Look in the mirror, could it be any clearer? I am more than I seem. I'm not just a number, I am here to discover. Called to be everything I can be. I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. hide in the dark. I stumble and fall. I'm a storm of doubt when hope is lost. An ocean and a tiny drop. That's who I am. Yeah, that's who I am. I cannot hide one part of the whole. Symphony needs every note. I am alive, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. I hide in the dark, I stumble and fall. I'm a storm of doubt when hope is lost. Oh, I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. I hide in the dark, stumble and fall. I'm a storm of doubt when hope is lost. An ocean and a tiny drop, yeah, that's who I am. That's who I am.
Wow, that was so beautiful.
Yes.
I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing it.
And you wrote it.
Yeah.
And I wrote it.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
beautifully.
the perfect combination.
I think
Great
so too. And I
voice.
love that analogy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll have some more of you a little later.
Yes.
I look forward to it.
So we're talking about unity today. And I want to read a prayer that a friend of mine posted on Facebook. And it deals with what we're going to talk about today. And the prayer was written by Rabbi Sheila Weinberg of the Jewish community of Amherst in Amherst, Massachusetts. And I think this prayer, for me, touches at the center of what's going on in the world right now. So here it is. 2 peoples, 1 land, 3 faiths, 1 root, 1 earth, 1 mother, 1 sky, 1 beginning, 1 future, 1 destiny, 1 broken heart, 1 God. We pray to you, grant us a vision of unity. May we see the many in the one and the one in the many. May you, life of all the world's source of all amazing difference, help us to see clearly. Guide us gently and firmly towards each other, toward peace. Amen. I especially love that last line. Guide us gently and firmly towards each other. What a beautiful, thank you, Rabbi. You're doing wonderful work. So we are in an interesting time on this planet with everything that's going on, and it's up to us to stay as humanly possible unified with the universe. Now, for me, it became clear that I have an objective to experience within me that unity that is everywhere present. But I can't make the world be unified with me. I mean, I can, but I'd have to raise it to Christ, Jesus on the planet. But I can take step by step in my own personal life to find unity in whatever it may not be showing up to me. And that's a big enough task within itself to find unity, because we have to take responsibility for our unity with all that's going on the planet, because it's not just them that's doing this to us, it's us not tuning in to who and what we are, not tuning into the oneness of all life, to the wholeness of all life. And again, that's a task that we get to take. So, simply put, I'm here to unify, to unify with anything that comes into my life that doesn't look like unity. And I can do that simply by practicing these principles of love and peace and harmony and joy, and knowing within me, holding that presence of absolute peace and unity in the world. We experience separateness, and that is, to me, is at the cause of all the problems that we face on this planet. Feeling separate from the whole, not being able to experience our allness of life, because we live in this world of duality, us and them, me and you, mine and yours, ours and theirs. It's all for me, it's the basis of not experiencing unity on the planet. So I kind of come up with this process. It's a 5-step process for experiencing unity in whatever it is that you need to experience it. Say it's a person that has done some harm to you. Say it's a consciousness of loneliness. Say it's you feel like the earth is falling apart because of our polluting and all that. All that causes a sense of not being unified with the whole, not being the ocean in that drop. And so here's the 5 steps. Step 1, set an intention for unity in whatever. We'll use an example of a person that you feel not connected to, or you feel that there's no way you could ever unify in a way that works for that person and works for you. So set an intention that you want to unify. You want to discover unity for so and so, and then to back up that intention, I do a pledge. So some people could do a pledge just inwardly. And that just means connecting to spirit. And for me, it's promising God that I will do what my intention is. That I won't stop until I experience that unity with that individual. And you can even write it down. Pledges are strong if you write them down. Create a ritual for your intention. Go before your altar and write something. I write in poetic ways, so I would write a poetic affirmation of setting my intention. If this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to find unity between me and this individual who I feel separate from. And then start asking questions. Go to your teacher, go to your minister, go to a person that you feel is is close to being living in a unified way. Ask them questions, and it could be like, well, how did you find unity with something in your life, or anything like that, so you can start processing of how you're going to do the next step, and that is to discover an answer. So here, I'll give you an example. Once, many moons ago, I was in this quartet, and I think I've talked to everybody about this in the past, but there's new people who haven't heard it. So I was in this quartet, and we sang old Motown songs, and I was white, and the other three guys were black, and we sung around, and we were doing pretty good, doing parties and singing at different events, and it was all going good until one of the people met this producer who said they need to get rid of me out of the group and they'd have more success. So immediately I felt separate because I felt anger, I felt pain, I felt hurt, and those things are the things that separate ourselves from feeling unified with them. I mean, I could easily say, oh yeah, if that's what you think would be good for the whole, then I'll bow out, but I couldn't go there. So I sought after the answers that I was looking for. How do I do this? How does it work for me? And I met this person who was part of Guru Mai's, what do we call it? Her followers. And she said, and I told her the story that I really wanted to find forgiveness so I could feel the same love for these guys and feel in unity with them. So she said, well, come over to Guru Mai's place. I know it's called something, but I forget what it's called. I just was innocent and was ready for any kind of direction I could find. So I went over there, and she told me that they had a statue of what's his name?
It'll come. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he was the guru before Guru Mai, Muktananda.
I knew it would.
That's what holding consciousness. That's how it works. See, you saw it immediately. She held high consciousness, and I just tapped into it. And Muktananda came about as he did for me when I asked. So she told me that you just go over and you put your hand on the statue and you ask for whatever you want to ask, and you will grant it. So I said, yeah, sure. And I took that action. And that action revealed to me something that I can't explain, because it was like somebody reached into my heart, massaged it, and it started beating fully, and it started feeling this love that was bigger than anything I've ever felt in my life. It was just pure love, and I could feel light coming from me, and so I found forgiveness, true, authentic forgiveness, not like, oh yeah, I forgive. No, it was true, authentic. And I had to express it, and because it was so exciting and so fulfilling, my expression of thanksgiving and forgiveness to the other guys was a little bigger than they could handle. Like, oh man, I forgive you, I love you, you're so great. And like, whoa, stand back, what are you talking about? But there was one gentleman who was the youngest one in our group. All of us were in our 50s and he was in his 20s. And he was like the lead singer. he was it. But I really, when I told him I really do forgive him, he didn't understand, and he couldn't really receive it. So fast forward to my daughter getting married, and she loved Tony, that was his name. She loved the way he sang, and she asked me to ask him if he would sing at her wedding. And I thought, there's the key to him receiving my forgiveness. So when I asked him, he goes, "Are you sure you want me to sing his daughter?" "Yes, I do. She wants you." And that shifted everything. So practice is the next step. Putting into use the answers that you've discovered, the means to how to get to your unifying position, and know that it's all good and all the time. And when you practice, there'll be a time that you don't have to think I'm practicing, because you've embodied it, and it will come naturally. It's not that you have to embody something, just by practicing and doing the work to unify yourself with anything. One day you'll realize I'm just in unity all the time. So we can't, on a universal scale, we have to find the place where we can see both sides of the conflict that's going on. And it's pretty hard when one side is just what some people would call evil. And in my heart, there's the work. There's the work on a global scale. How do I unify with something that is so outrageously bad and wrong? How do I do that? And that's the question that I'm in right now, looking for the means to know unity for that region and other regions. I mean, it's happening all over the planet. And so as an individual being, I'm not the leader of a country, so I can't go and find ways to talk to other leaders that are having a conflict. But I can hold the space. I can hold the space of unity, because whether or not I experience unity on the planet, unity, we're all one anyway. It's just our thinking that causes the separation. Our thinking of us and them. Our thinking that they're bad and I'm good. They're wrong, I'm right. Because even though that is true in certain circumstances, it's not true in the universal way. It's not true that we have to be wrong or right. The truth is we are one. And I can hold that space. I think I'm going to let you talk for a while.
So I have a couple of quotes I just want to read. And this one's by Reverend David Auld. And it's about misremembering who we are. We came from the non-dual, the one, and take a body in the land of the two, us and them. The misremembering begins. We buy into the idea that we are separate. To remember is to reawaken from this hypnotizing illusion of duality and accept we, just as we are divine. So as we begin to remember that about ourselves, that each of us is living on this planet in a human body. We've taken that step of the cup in the ocean, and now we're the cup and we're still the ocean. And we forget that because it feels like I'm complete just right here and this is me. And so as I was thinking about this week, the law works the same for everyone. So we're always demonstrating the law. We're always creating. We're always experiencing. And some people use the law, it seems like all the time, for really, really good. And there are a few people that came up for me when I was thinking about that. One's Mother Teresa. One's the Dalai Lama. Another one was Nelson Mandela, who seemed to be able to, regardless of what's going on around them, regardless of the treatment that they're getting in the world, regardless of all those things, are able to remember their oneness with the divine, their oneness always, and always just put out that good. And I think of a young monk that was talking to the Dalai Lama about all the things that were done to them by the Chinese as they were leaving Tibet. And I can't remember exactly what he said to that young man, but it was like, you get to decide if you're going to carry that consciousness forth, or if you're going to release that to accept the good in that you are, that you can be. And then I think we can all think of people that really, really use the law in a negative way. And it's, you know, it's happening right now on the planet everywhere. And we can say, well, this person's all bad, or this person, and it's never quite that obvious. But a couple that came to mind are Pol Pot and Hitler. We're all able to create according to our consciousness. Most of us are kind of in the middle from that. And we're always at choice, at the point where, well, there are just little things that invite my attention to blame or to criticize, or there's some good things too. And every time I put my attention on the thing that I don't want, what am I creating? More of what I don't want. And so as we begin to realize just exactly how we are one with that one with all that is, even though it's hard to remember that sometimes when we're just living our lives and we think, oh, wow, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me, or this is the best thing that ever happened to me, or if I just had this thing, I'd be okay. It's all so much bigger than that. And to realize that we're all here together working through the things that we came to work on, and that we kind of condense our consciousness into this body. And once we're aware that we've done that we're all bigger than that. I'm trying to remember the book. Do you remember the book where our consciousness is like out 30 feet from us? And so we're condensed into this body, but actually we're not. We're bigger than the body. Our awareness is, and our essence is bigger than the body. And so I think part of that's how you can like walk into the room and feel the energy. Oh, and this feels really good, or ooh, something's really, they've just had a really big argument. I think I'll just exit. And so we're always kind of bumping into each other in that way. And we have the choice and the opportunity to create who we want to be and how we want to be in the world, and to express that love that we came here to be. And so I'm going to read, this is from Eckhart Tolle from A New Earth. When you are still, you are who you were before you temporarily assumed this physical and mental form called a person. You are also who you will be when the form dissolves. When you are still, you are who you are beyond your temporal existence, consciousness, unconditional, formless, eternal. Mm-hmm. So as we begin to remember that, as we begin to realize And we're so much more than this body. And we're so much more than the experiences that happen to us. That each and every one of us is eternal. Each and every one of us came into this body to work on certain things. And sometimes we're aware of that and we remember, and other times, like, I get an email that makes me mad and I forget it for a minute. And we all are at that choice all of the time. I remember this time, it was a while ago, but those really big experiences you just don't forget, do you? It's like I'm driving. I was in Grand Junction, and there's a beautiful thing about Grand Junction that the Grand Mesa's over here and the Colorado National Monument's over here, and there's just this beauty. And I'm driving, and the sun begins to set over the Colorado National Monument, and the colors were just amazing. And I just understood my oneness with all of that right in that moment. And it's always that, and we just aren't always aware. I guess it can be hard to do the things we humanly came to do if we just live in that space all of the time of, oh, it's wonderful. and I still had to keep driving. And so I think what I'm trying to say is we're always more than we think we are. We're always bigger than we think we are. There's always more love to express and more to experience than we are aware of. And when we have those tiny little glitches where we're tempted to blame somebody, or watch the news, it's Reverend Michael's really good at it. He can just watch it and stay in the middle, and I can watch it go wow. So and none of that has anything to do with me, except that as I put my attention on what I don't want, I create more of what I don't want. And as I put my attention on that which I do want to create, then I create more of that. And that reminds me that sometimes when we're feeling not quite connected or not quite together, we can meditate. We can also go outside and hug a tree. And that is an amazingly grounding thing. Or go outside and work in the garden and stick our hands in the dirt. There are just so many things that we can do besides be in our upset to just bring us back to the reality of the truth of our being.
Yeah. So we have taught lots of classes, and in this idea of unity, I remember some questions that were asked in class, and I thought I'd just ask those questions right now and see what you and I come up with. First of all, you don't have to take what we say as your absolute truth, because they're just our ideas and our experiences that we had. And if it opens up something within you, then use it. If you're not getting anything from it, then that's okay too. But it's an opportunity to experience that process, that 5-step process, experience the questions and the answers, and see where it takes you. So remember, there's no right and there's no wrong. There's just the isness and allness of God. Where do I start the process? Where do I start the process? What would you say?
Well, there's lots of ways to start the process. You can start meditating if you're not already. You can take a class. I love class. I just expand so much in class because we all have the opportunity to read the same things and discuss the things, and so many things come up, and I don't know, I just find that a huge way to expand my awareness. I like it as much when I'm teaching it as when I'm a student. It's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah, student and teacher is one thing. I highly recommend that you start right where you are.
Mhm.
Don't have any judgments on yourself. And why should I still be carrying all these things that I feel separate from? Don't do that to yourself. So be like the child is learning something for the first time. And in that innocent state, you can move forward. It might be good to start with something that you can really see yourself unifying with.
Mhm.
Whatever is the easiest thing to start with. Don't start with, say, a person that you've had a grudge for 40 years, because that may take a little more work. But start with somebody that just was rude to you, and practice how to feel unified, how to feel one with that person. And a sure way to get there for me is to always see them as the child. They were somebody's baby at one time, loved and nourished and rocked and cleaned and fed. See it from that perspective. See that person as that child and see where it can take you. What can I do when both sides of the conflict seem right and seem wrong? What is it yours to do?
Right.
You know,
Well, we probably need to move on, but we also, as ministers, we're also practitioners, which means a practitioner session is where we hold consciousness while you work through those things. And our contact information is on the website. If you find yourself in need to talk to somebody, that's what we're here for. So we just invite you to do that. And
so you need to move on.
I'm thinking we do. Do you have some things you want to say before we move on?
I'm just going to end with this sentence that just kind of flowed through me when I was meditating this morning. The closer I become a source of unity, the closer I am to God.
Say it again.
The closer I become a source of unity, the closer I am to God.
Can you praise that?
Sure. So, in this moment, let go of all thought and just open yourself up to the possibility of feeling the oneness and the allness and the isness of life. And allow yourself to have something come up in your consciousness that you may not feel unified with. And just let it come up. And know that right in this moment, you are one with it, or her, or him. And realize the allness of life that flows through the unifier and the unified. And just allow yourself to go deeper into that field of unlimited possibilities and feel the eternity of your soul and know that everything is right. Everything is in perfect order. Nothing is lacking. Nothing is limited. You're an expansive, whole, perfect being. The Christ presence is alive within you. The Atman feeling of totality is yours right now. And as you know this for yourself, know it for all those places where there's conflict, where there's war, where there's hatred, where there's lack, where there's limitation. Know right there, as you unify with it, and you carry the strength of your own being into it, that somehow God has created an opening that wasn't there before. And as we do this one by one, and we get to that 51%, knowing the truth, that work does not exist, and there's peace, and there's abundance, and there's beauty, all for all who have gone through these things called war. Know the truth, that peace is, and just hold it. And that's where you're unified with this planet and all that exists on it. Now give yourself permission to live the life that you were made to live, full of joy, full of happiness, full of radiant health, prosperous, powerful. You are a child of God. Live from that understanding and know that it's true. And so I give thanks for this time we've spent together. I give thanks for all who've tuned in, turned on to what has taken place. I give thanks for those that helped this service unfold. I give thanks for life. And with this awesome, deep feeling of completion, knowing the word is now manifesting in all our experiences, I let go, I let God, and I allow it to be. And together we say,
And so it
and
is.
so it is.
So let's bring Angie in to sing the next song.
This is a song by one of my friends, Tom Kimmel, and it expresses our unity so well. Well, the storm on the ocean is the rain downtown. The sun shines somewhere when the night comes down. The moon's still dancing when the sky turns blue. And the love I'm feeling is the love in you. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. You know the clouds weigh heavy in the summer air. The wind shakes autumn till the trees are bare. The snow in December fills the warm blue sea. And the love you're feeling is the love in me. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. Find our way, make our peace, accept on faith things we cannot see. Carry on, see this through, one for all for me and you. Now the song I'm singing goes a long way back. It's love's own engine running down this track. The light in the tunnel coming into view says the hope I'm feeling is the hope in you. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. one life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. One spirit in the world tonight. One spirit in the world tonight.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so,
Welcome. Thank you.
so appropriate.
Thank you.
Well, we have one more song coming from you, but we gotta take care of some business first. And then we'll get back
Sounds
to you.
good. Okay.
Right.
So we ask you to consider us as part of your tithe and part of your gift giving. If you appreciate what we're doing and it touched something in your life, and we're open for a gift that you may want to give as your thanks. So right now, you're going to tell them
No, actually, it's already there.
Okay.
So you can go to our website. There's places to give right there. Our address is on the website if you want to send us a check, and whatever it is, we're grateful for it.
So shine your light towards your screen, and know that this energy that you send out blesses our spiritual center and blesses the planet.
Yes.
So repeat after me. I give thanks for the abundant flow that's in the universe.
I give thanks for the abundant flow in the universe.
I give from my heart
I give from my heart
with no restraints,
with no restraint,
knowing that as I give,
knowing that as I give,
I receive.
I receive.
For this and so much
For
more,
this and so much more,
I give thanks
I give thanks
and let it be.
and let it be.
And so it
And
is.
so it is. And one more song from Angie.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. Yay, that was a great message. And I thought I would cap it off with a traditional song with a little different flair. So if you happen to know this one, please feel free and join me in singing the peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with each other in perfect unity. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Oh, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
I got goosebumps up and down my arms.
That's so beautiful.
It's awesome.
I'm so glad. That's
And
the peace
heard that
moving us.
song. We've heard that song a million times being in this philosophy, but you just made it very special.
And it just was absolutely the perfect ending for what we're talking today. So let's bring everybody in so we can share a little bit, please. Oh, that's right. Dr. Ernestine had grandchildren. So does anybody want to share anything before we Benedict out and go to our, what is
Zoom.
Zoom?
I just thank you for your message. I mean, it's very timely, and I've been thinking about it a lot, trying to educate myself and about everything that's going on so that I can stand and hold that space for all of us to be at peace. So thank you.
It's an important thing to do.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yes.
That's true. And I just appreciate the tools you gave us, both of you. You gave us some inspiration and tools that we can use to really to ask the questions within ourselves, and to listen to the answers and take conscious action, to listen and to take action, so we can be the peace we see in the world. So
That's
thank
right.
you both, and thank you for the beautiful music, Angie.
Oh,
And thank you
Yes.
for a wonderful job. I mean,
yes.
we wouldn't know that you had to put it all together just so fast, because it was just professional and wonderful.
Thank you.
So I just really want to thank you for all the work you did in putting this together, because I know how much effort that took, and I'm so grateful. And I just take a moment to talk about the archives, because here you are, and there's some people listening, and there will be other people. So talk about the archives for a minute.
All righty. Well, some folks may not know that we have an archive, a library, and a museum that captures the wisdom of Dr. Ernest, the original source wisdom of Dr. Ernest Holmes. And what we're doing is we're digitizing it and making it available for you. And so if you go to ScienceMindArchives.com, oh my God, there's from free wisdom to a website subscription where you get up to 20 items a month. And every week we're adding, air quotes, new items to the website. So we have, Ernest has been on the other side of the veil for a while, but boy, he lives on thanks to the archives. And so there's audio recordings so you can hear directly from source, the wisdom of Science of Mind. We're uploading Raymond Charles Barker and just so much more. There's documents, and the search engine's pretty good. So anyways, I just invite you to check it out for your own spiritual
Absolutely.
growth and wisdom.
Absolutely.
And grateful for Valerie and Michael, because Reverend Valerie is our prosperity manager, and Reverend Michael has been volunteering for years. So we're just grateful for both of them and their consciousness and light that they bring to the archive. So thank you.
Yeah. So we do invite you to join us on Zoom. No, yeah, Zoom afterwards, and we have a discussion. So, all right. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly Benedict this out. So I just invite you to take a deep breath as we, in gratitude, we're grateful for Angie and for Reverend Kathy and for this thing called StreamYard and the internet that we're able to do this with, and for everybody that was present now and everybody that tunes in later. We just are so grateful, and we're grateful for this amazing teaching that helps us have the tools to change our lives and live our greater yet to be. In absolute gratitude, I let it go, I allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.